Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Carson.
And today we are watching Geass episode 45.
Season 2 episode 20.
Season 2 episode 20. And today, I was trying not to read the episode title, so it was episode 45. And yeah, last time Rolo died, and it was unexpected. Like it was sadder than I would have thought Rolo dying would be, because I didn't particularly love him, or I didn't think I was that attached to him, but it was really emotional. And now Lelouch is planning to go after the Emperor in one last sort of strike, one last chance to do any type of revenge at all. And yeah, you can check out our Patreon to get a week ahead and uncuts. Let's go.
Except it's not just a week for the show.
Well, on the normal edits, it might just be a week.
Yeah, it's true.
The Holy Britannian Empire invaded Japan to gain control of its underground sakuradite resources. Father
Suzaku
called for do-or-die
doing
resistance.
the start again.
To stop him, it was childish. A tragically childish, impulsive act. I thought to myself, this will stop the war. The fighting didn't stop. All I wanted was to keep people from killing each other. No! It was Geass! Power that can twist a man's will! In the end, it's just the same.
I didn't know. I didn't understand that it would be this horrible. That so many people would... that it would be a...
Massacre. It's a big hit, Nina. The Flea warhead has proven itself. Britannia can't lose now.
It's really cold.
I never imagined I would use such an ancient device. It's quite astounding.
Yeah, are we gonna get to see the full whatever she remembers?
So, you're ready to begin then?
What's the Shinkaro's location?
Sir, we don't know yet.
Master is in danger. It's been ages since we were face to face like this. It's me. C2, don't tell me that you actually... I'm so sorry! Closing yourself up in here again like this. C2? C2! Who are you? It's me. See? It's you. So you've chased me all the way in here now. Are you that worried about
Marianne?
Oh, come on. Do you really think I'm such an ideal mother that that's all I think about? Then why did I need to know if you're still on my side? Huh? C2, why did you seal off your own code just when you had what you wanted? Charles was ready to grant your greatest wish, the wish to die, but you stopped him. Actually, I'm a little shocked that I did. Then you have to find the answer in the real world.
Oh, if C2's gonna come back, that'll be really good.
How typical of you. Why is that?
The one who always comes in and messes around with my life.
Because I appreciate what you did, at least as far as giving me my Geass power.
Oh, but wait a minute. There's something I can't leave behind.
So she had a contract with her.
Anyone who gets Geass is in a contract.
But with C2.
There's no way.
And what if the real Zero appears later?
How exactly would he prove that he's the real Zero? In the end, the masked hero is merely a symbol. He can't reestablish himself without us.
Oh, really? That's very good news.
They finally got the cell phones working again, and we got the news that everyone is okay. It was a gigasmic relief.
Gigasmic.
Yeah, your room was destroyed, but there's space in the clubhouse.
This is on the very, very edge.
By the way, where's Rolo? Is he with you?
Yeah.
He'll always be with me.
Huh?
I feel so bad. He's just having such a horrible high school career. Everyone he knows is either dying or involved in terrorism, and he it's all just over his head. He doesn't know anything about it.
I'm gambling that I can kill an immortal who never ages and who is immune to the power of Geass.
This is a bit of a big gamble. Oh, these all the runes that they were talking about. Penguins.
Zero, leader and CEO of the Black Knights, was killed in the final battle. Zero
It doesn't
was
even
wounded
matter
in
because
the
the
fight,
Emperor's just
was
doing his own thing.
subsequently, but he succumbed to his injuries.
And they're working with the with Britannia, so they have Japan is on their own again, I guess, depending on how this turns out.
What's the meaning of this, Oki? Is it true that Zero is dead?
Yeah. I'm afraid it's just as the media's reporting.
What's he gonna do?
See his face to confirm it.
Sorry, but we're busy right now, Jeremiah. It'll have to wait till later.
He doesn't believe it.
No.
He's the one who treated us like we were disposable.
He
fooled
did.
us from the very beginning. With that despicable Geass power. I called him my friend. The best friend I ever had. That guy more than my own life.
But then we learned that
Where is
the
he?
Black Rebellion. He was ready.
Lelouch v. Britannia now commands you. You shall obey my orders.
You just wish for more wishes.
Yeah, it's the best thing that you could do with that power. Just do everything that I say. Just messing around.
Can you give me an update on the status of the Lancelot?
You saw the condition of the core luminous?
No, I'm talking about the Lancelot Albion.
It's ready to roll out.
Lancelot Albion.
What's that about?
That update.
I shouldn't have mentioned that. It's a custom nightmare built for Suzaku, but in the state of mind you're in, I don't want you going near it.
Lloyd, as Knight of Seven, I could order you to do it.
My unease grows worse and worse.
Suzaku, didn't you say that you had to be prepared not to fire the flare?
Miss Cecile, what's the fundamental purpose of any weapon?
Sir Kurorugi, you want to debate this like a schoolboy?
Drop it, Suzaku. This isn't like you.
Where is Lord Guilford?
Well,
Cornelia, I'm afraid Lord Guilford was caught in the...
He went missing after he launched the Flea warhead. It was his heroism that saved all of us.
Guilford?
That saved
We don't know if he's alive or dead,
Lelouch.
but he did a great deed.
What are you saying? I'm the one who fired the Flea warhead. That was my deed of honor, the feat I needed to become the Knight of One. Hold on, Suzaku. Is this manipulation designed to protect Lord Guilford's legacy?
What are you saying?
I suggest you stop, Suzaku.
No, I've been naive up till now.
No, you?
Stubborn. Make me the Knight of One.
You've crossed the line into insubordination, Kurorugi.
An emperor has the power to double warrior the Knight of One, which means...
Which means I shall rise to this.
Brother!
If I become the emperor, it will remove the problem. It's really as simple as that.
Highness, what you said just now is close enough. What are you planning to do?
Tell us all what has led you to make this decision.
He considers our affairs trivial and mundane. That's how His Majesty referred to our mortal struggle with the Black Knights. It's true. He treats diplomacy and war like they were meaningless trifles. A man who's lost interest in this world, who sees his people locked in a life and death struggle and shrugs in indifference, such a man has no right to rule.
Fair enough.
He made up his mind. But
Could it be...
But is any of this gonna matter if the Emperor can do whatever he's trying to do?
As a Knight of the Round, I can arrange an audience with the Emperor. Please give me your order to assassinate him. Suzaku! If I'm predestined to be a killer, then so be it. What matters are results.
Now then, Your Majesty, as we
Him and Lelouch kind of come into the same thing of just kill the Emperor with the last, and then just be the end of it.
Losing Master Zero.
Zero was your husband.
But I can't end honestly. I know I called myself his wife, but he and I were just, that is, in the end, we were married, but in heart only.
His Majesty has landed on Kamine Island. Yes, my lord.
You mean in your mind only?
Yeah. In my fan fiction only.
Sending Suzaku to assassinate your own father?
Do you want this war to remain in a stalemate forever?
What do you mean?
Above all, the Emperor of Britannia must play his part.
So now you're the one to play that part, Your Highness? The Grand Authority?
If I am called upon to do it, then perhaps.
So,
Did you know that the word authority actually has another meaning?
Was this
What is that meaning?
I don't
It
know.
was my decision.
Oh, you just knock out all the...
He killed them.
Question. You are guilty of 2 crimes.
Oh.
First,
I wonder if that's a
abandoning your
Japaneseism.
responsibilities as emperor, and second, dirtying your hands with the power of Geass.
Is that a capital crime?
Geass takes good men and bends them to evil. You knew that. Could have saved Yuffie, but instead you abandoned her. So what? Also drove Lelouch and Nunnally away. Their despair is in this sword. Die! What are you doing here?
Did you think you were the
The
only
real
one?
knight of
Yeah.
one.
Geass, who could be foolish enough to relax his guard with a man who constantly betrays everyone who trusts him?
Bismarck, I lead this mundane matter. Yes, Your Majesty, so be it.
An assassination attempt.
Ogi, this is Hanku. We've brought Her Majesty and Lady Kaguya with us.
I'm definitely not Lord Jiraiya. Master Jiraiya.
I thought Ogi had finally changed a bit.
What happened?
Beat the shit out of him, I guess.
Oh God.
Command that compels me to live, screaming at me to run away.
Oh.
Is the Knight of One really that dangerous an opponent?
I mean, look at that sword.
And he has something going on too.
That was the source of your strength. Gentleness and compassion are what drove you. Take those away and there's nothing left but violence. You will die here, Suzaku Kuguru.
Unless Lelouch shows up. The most grand entrance possible. What did he even? Did he just crash something into the ground? You're like up a.
Marianne, the prince who was abandoned by his empire.
Okay, what? Sorry, what were you saying?
He's like, I love how he's saying this as he's like up a cliff, like hundreds of feet away.
That's all you were gonna say. Like talking over a super epic. Oh, this entrance is so epic. He just like crashed into the thing, and oh, I didn't even hear what he said, but it must have been cool. I'm joking.
Why are you shooting at us?
Why are we attacking our own forces?
I always think about all the people that just don't know what the hell's going on. They're just seeing like, why are all these people just like attacking the other people? I know these people.
The safest possible place. For now, we.
Lelouch, it's my burden.
Along with Suzaku. No, this is... The meeting will have to be postponed. We need to go to Kamine Island at once.
Everyone rolling up to the island.
I believe we all know who that is.
I agree, Lady Kaguya.
That changes things. We have a few points to verify before we go on. Continue the meeting once this matter has been settled.
If anyone wishes to stop me, let them try. If there's anyone who can go beyond my despair.
He's literally just.
Don't talk over it. It's super epic. Sorry, just wait for a better opportunity to say something. I know you're excited, but it's way better to just watch it and then talk with how awesome it is. Sorry, go on.
Just keep making like a multiple phased like badass entrance.
I know. Just wait until it's done to say something.
Anya, surely you aren't part of this too.
So the Knight of One is behind this traitorous coup d'etat.
What's that?
No, you got it wrong. Marianne doesn't know what's happening.
Oh my god.
How can I trust you?
Remember,
Is from Shikine Island. Monica can testify to it.
I understand now. Forgive me, Lord Bismarck.
All I ask of you is
Sees
your
Lelouch.
recognition.
You're quite the actress, aren't you?
We don't have time to explain things to Bismarck right now. Since I questioned his loyalty, he didn't question mine.
Putting him on the defensive. That's just the sort of flash I'd expect from Marianne the Flash. And it's just perfect for Lelouch's mother.
So what comes next?
remember because she was like an ace
Yeah,
pilot.
yeah. She had that one that Nina was using.
Sorry. Now I'm talking over shit.
Don't we?
Save Lelouch.
I like that C2's back.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, these things. It's people. Some Elden Ring shit.
God, hear me now.
I guess that's God. It's like DNA.
You lift your voice to call upon God. It's not God you need to settle things with, Charles C. Britannia.
It's me!
It's me.
How will you? Nothing you can do can kill.
But I don't need to kill you. By coming to this parallel realm, you've already ensured my victory.
Just locking him in there. Can't get out. For real this time, he can't get out.
Yes. You, I, and the power of Geass are now sealed in this space together. And if you can no longer interfere with the real world, then all your plans will be meaningless in the end. You may as well be dead.
Lelouch!
Now, let us repent, suffering together for all eternity.
Lelouch really cut to the chase this episode. Sorry for interrupting you all the time. I just want you to be able. I just want you to experience the story like.
I'm sorry, I just keep getting too excited wanting to talk about it.
I understand.
Lelouch is like multiple tiered entrance, and I love how he's like, you don't need to talk to God, you need to talk to me.
And you like Marianne somehow has a relationship with Bismarck Waldstein, the anime character in this anime named Bismarck Waldstein.
I like how Marianne, like, either if she's dead and like possessing her, or like has in some way, I don't know, like surrendered herself to like Geass, or like some sort of ethereal plane or something. And like that's how she's controlling Anya. And and that's why Anya's memories are all fucked up. It's from her like controlling her. So she has like, or like erasing her memory. Because Anya kept getting like weird, my memories are not matching up with this and that. So that's really interesting. And I really like that it's Anya as well, because her character is so just like monotone and like to the point. And then Marianne comes in and she's just like super bubbly and like expressive. Just very, very, you can immediately tell, like even if her eyes weren't glowing, you'd immediately be able to tell. Also C2's back, which is awesome. Because I feel like she was kind of missing. Like I'm really glad that we have her in this sort of like grand finale. Everyone's coming to the island. It's good that C2 is gonna be there. Yeah. He was my husband. We were married in heart only. It's like you were married in your mind only.
And Schneisel is planning a coup d'etat.
Yes. Valid. The Emperor's really shitty, and he's just at literally every turn, the Emperor is just proving that he doesn't care about literally anyone other than himself.
Yeah, but then we hear Schneisel talking about it.
And he's sounding a lot. Yeah, I know that's the thing. It's like when we first got introduced to Schneisel and like Throw, it's like, oh, he's not.
Please forgive
he's not
me.
as bad, but like just more and more, he's becoming more and more sneaky, and like you can tell that. He could have gone kind of either way, and he's like going the wrong way, and eventually he just end up just like the Emperor. But
it
maybe
seems less like he's going somewhere, and more that it's just more of him is being revealed.
Yeah,
less than like he's going through some sort of character arc. It seems like this is just who he really was,
and he's just been like now he's at the point that he can reveal that.
Yeah. Rather than play like the really
I'm so courteous
the regal prince,
and
yes.
Yeah, and I like that Cornelia's there, and he's like trying to convince her as well. It's like literally everyone.
We see like cracks in the mask, like when he pits Suzaku and Lelouch against each other by like following Suzaku, and then when Lelouch is in the prisoner transport or whatever, and he has the little screen there, and they talk for like the first time. You see like Lelouch be like, so you tried to set us against each other, and then you see Schneisel just like smile for a second, like, haha, I love to see you in despair, type thing. Yeah. So we're it seems like we're less him growing as a person in this rapid rate, but more he just is a politician and we're now seeing more of it. And now they're trapped in C's world, or not C's world, in the Sword of Akasha, whatever the fuck.
I also like seeing Cornelia, because it's in such contrast to Cornelia when we first get introduced to her, and she is like super badass. She has everything at her disposal. She can handle any situation. She just like is so calm, collected, and like on top of things. And then like since Yuffie died, and then like she got attacked, and then she was like captured, and like she's just gone through so much, and now she like is like thrown back into like situations where before she might have had more of a say, or like felt more at ease, and now
what are you saying? I don't understand.
Like now Schneissel's like, oh, I'm doing this, and she's just kind of like, and Guilford's not there, and none of her people are there, and she is in a position where normally she would have had more sway and more power and more ability to express how she feels about things, but she's just completely like behind constantly now because she's just been out of it for so long, and they're like, oh, Cornelia's back. Cool.
This mic stand, it's such a weird thing because it's always like blocking the corner of the screen for me, so. But otherwise, if I move it too close, then it's wrong.
You woke up too soon.
What?
What exactly are you doing here?
She's gonna draw on his face.
You didn't come to help out Charles.
Anya, what are you?
Well, at the moment, I'm the mother of Lelouch and I am Marianne.
Suzaku just like, every day, I swear to God.
Every day, I imagine a future where you are Marianne.
Every day, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
So, since we have plenty of time now, will you answer me? Who was it that killed my mother?
How ironic. Here you are seeking the truth. You who made it this far only by your deception and your lies.
That's true. I've lied every step of the way. And not just about my name and past. I've hidden my true intentions too. But that's pragmatism, isn't it? People need to play along with each other.
This is gross looking.
If we didn't, the nations and people, these things called communities, wouldn't exist. Everyone uses lies. On family, on friends, in society. And everyone wears a different face. But is that a sin? What is one's true face? Even you wear a mask, that of an emperor.
You're wrong.
I like how the audio changed.
When we realize that lies have no meaning in the endless flow of eternity, those personas will vanish. When we understand each other, conflict will disappear.
That all sounds like metaphysical nonsense to me.
It will soon be reality. Soon, these masks known as deceit will be discarded by the world, revealing the truth.
C's world? Was that what I saw when we met at Narita?
I'm merely guessing, as I don't know what it was you saw.
How irresponsible.
Do you like having others peep into your mind? It's people. Their masks are the collective unconscious. Windows that open into their minds and memories. And the minds of people.
Forget it. It's too messed up for me to do. C2, could you please?
Do you really plan to go in?
Yes, of course. Charles has been waiting for us after all. This would have been so easy if you'd only given him your code. Oh, I'll go first, all right?
What are you doing?
You know, Suzaku, you and I, we're very similar.
Similar?
In the way that we both wish to die and yet are unable to.
It's a horrible way to be similar.
Can't be.
My Lelouch, how you've grown.
Mother, is this an illusion? You do this?
No, it really is me, Lelouch. However, I can only take on my original appearance while I'm present within this system.
It really is?
Lelouch, I will now answer your previous question. Half a century ago, my elder brother and I existed in a hell on earth. Our family was just rivals competing for the throne. Assassinations occurred with regularity. Daily betrayals spawned by lies. My own mother fell victim to it. My brother and I were sickened and angered by the world. We therefore both swore an oath to create a world without lies.
V2, however. What did you call me for today? I've cleared everyone out of here. I even had Cornelia withdraw.
Sorry to do this, especially without Charles around.
Is this about the Sword of Akasha?
Oh no, this is only about Charles. Ever since he met you, Charles has been acting like a different man. It seems to me that you and he have come to enjoy learning more about one another. If this continues, the contract we made will never be fulfilled. I'll be left alone. From the beginning of time, it's always been the woman who's led the man astray.
Lady Marianne!
I told you to stay out of here.
Holy shit. What about Nunnaly?
Job is done. Right. Begin the cover-up.
Oh.
Maybe we can make Nunnaly out to be the witness. It's imperative
Wow.
that this looks like it was the work of terrorists.
Anya Alstream, the young girl who had arrived a week earlier to be schooled in etiquette.
Jumps over in her.
The music
Poor
is so
Anya.
epic. Yeah, poor Anya.
Cross over into another person's mind. I hid inside Anya to save myself from being killed by V2. And then I realized when my consciousness surfaced, I could communicate mind to mind with C2. When she discovered the truth, C2 left the directorship to V2 and then disappeared.
I spoke with my
So she got out of there. That's.
I heard. What a tragedy. I shall miss Marianne.
My brother lied to me
After we had sworn. How dare you, Nunnally and I? You sent us to Japan as hostages.
It was necessary!
Necessary for what? What kind of parent does that?
If you have someone you don't want to lose, you should keep them at a distance.
They cared about
when
them.
the sun rises, I want to get a shot with Zero in the background.
Sorry about
A lot of good that did, I guess.
How crazy is that? If there's someone you want to protect, you have to keep them at a distance. Send them across the fucking world.
But the mistake was then invading that place.
That is true.
Like, if you to protect you, I'll send you away. A couple years later, let's just fucking destroy that place.
They were actually, as I think Schneisel put together, the reason they invade all these countries is to get a hold of all those islands across the world and to find like research for Geass. So it wasn't actually to take over Japan. That was just a front, but all the same.
Oh, Nina.
There's something else?
Prince Schneisel, just how much do you know?
How frightening. What are you referring to?
Whatever do you mean, Lord Waldstein?
I sent both you and your sister to Japan to escape my brother's sight. That's also why I had Marianne's body secretly taken away.
As long as my body still exists, there's the possibility that I'll be able to return to it.
Anya and Nunnally
Just kept her body this whole time. That's
Therefore, it
weird.
was necessary to rewrite their memories in order to protect everything.
Nunnally? You mean her blindness isn't psychosomatic after all? But
there remained a
The Geass made her so it couldn't she couldn't
To
see.
ensure Nunnally's safety, proof was needed that would lead far away from the...
The original plan called for only one immortal code. However, for research to progress, we had to have an additional code. In other words, without C2, we didn't have a 100% guarantee that it would succeed.
When Marianne was unable to persuade C2 to help us, we were left with no choice. We were forced to use you, Lelouch.
what was the point of me doing this?
These tragedies will no longer be necessary once the Ragnarok Connection is established.
Masks will
This is
vanish.
all a ploy
Then
to get him
everyone can be
here,
exactly
get
what
the
it's supposed to
C2
be.
back.
I see. All the battle and bloodshed between Britannia and the Black Knights was done just to lure out C2. Well then, seems that from the very beginning I was merely a nuisance.
Isn't it crazy that Clovis just had C2
That's
captured?
exactly what I was just going to say.
If he just told them...
If he
then
just, like...
yeah, at first it's like, oh, good, Clovis keeping her away from the Emperor, that's like a good thing, and then it's just like...
It was revealed that he was going to present her to the Emperor.
Later on, if that just had happened...
After doing the research and
Then-
finding shit out, he was going to present, like, here's this package full of research of this thing that
Yeah.
I found. Aren't I so awesome? I did all the work for you, and you know, look how great I am. Am I your favorite son?
Yeah. It's really fucked up.
Who they're supposed to be.
I see. And what do you two think of all this?
Therefore, I cannot see any sense in your coming here as well, Kururogi.
I'm sure you can't. I've heard you were already immortal. That's why there's something I want to know for certain. Why did you make this thing? For what reason?
Why? Because it's what Nunnally and Yuffie both desired. They wanted a gentle world.
Now I see.
The time is here. C2, I will grant your wish after everything has been completed.
She's all by herself.
With Cheese-kun.
Yes, Bismarck.
If His Majesty succeeds in carrying out his vision, then whatever is
So
left of the world
earthquakes,
will be yours to
level
govern
7,
per his
level
royal
whatever.
decree. Although, the sense of politics will have changed greatly.
But what
This
does
is
it
a
mean?
lot.
What does it mean to complete the Ragnarok
It's an
Connection?
eternal Tsukiyomi.
You think so?
It's begun.
Lelouch, what was your motivation for wanting to control the world?
Don't waste my time, Suzaku. You know it was Nunnally.
Or are you just using her as your excuse?
Yes, you're right. I am.
If you're going to achieve that end, you need to take action.
Yes, the means to that end requires me to reject something that I I reject you. And I reject everything you believe. Why do people lie? It isn't only because they struggle against each other. It's also because there's something that they're seeking. You now want a world without change. How stagnant. You could hardly call it life. The same as a world of memories. Just a world that's closed and completed.
But Lelouch, are you saying you're rejecting me as well?
That depends. Is your desire the same as His Majesty's mother?
It will be so good to rejoin all the people from whom we've been separated. You can be reunited with those who have died, even euphemia.
As I expected, you both believe that this new world you envision will be best for all. But forcing your good intentions on others is no different from an evil act.
In time, the people will come to accept it.
That time will never come! I understand now that what you did to Nunnally and me may have been done out of good intentions, but the hard fact remains that you abandoned us in a foreign land!
But we did that to protect you.
And why didn't you stop the war between Japan and Britannia? And it didn't matter to either of you if Nunnally and I were alive or dead. All you have left are self-serving excuses.
Lelouch, you're wrong.
You just told me! You said that the dead will rejoin the living! You don't give a damn about the future!
Once it's finally done, the gentler existence that Nunnally spoke of will...
Stop it! The world you're speaking of will be kinder and gentler only for you! The world that my sister wished for is one in which kindness is extended to everyone, even strangers!
At the very least, Yuffie never said that Lelouch was zero, even to the very end. Shirley didn't either. That's why I...
Let's say it was true. There's nothing to be done about it.
You think so? I am Zero, the man who works miracles.
Your Geass power will have no effect on me.
There's someone else here, isn't there? That's right. See's world is the will of mankind itself. And all men are not equal. Remember those words? They're your own.
Just does it on like shh.
I'm sure you realize that my power will work.
You're a fool, Lelouch. God cannot be defeated.
I don't intend to defeat God. This is a request. Yes, now I know who I really am. God! Collective unconscious! Please don't stop the march of time!
Lelouch, you ungrateful child!
Nobody would have wanted this, especially not Yuffie.
And I saved you so that you could talk to Yuffie again.
You can't do this, boy.
Regardless, what I want is tomorrow!
The dream that I and Marianne and my brother all shared. See to we still bear the marks of Geass. No matter what occurs, we...
This isn't a falsehood, Father. It's reality's response.
Darling, you...
I'm supposed to be immortal. We're being absorbed, consumed by C's world.
But what about C2? Why isn't she disappearing as well? You supported this plan as much as we did. Sorry.
Not in the end.
No.
Not in the end.
She ran, yeah.
No, that's not true at all. We love our children very much.
Do you have any idea what the meaning is behind Nunnally's beautiful smile?
The meaning?
Why don't you understand?
Just so out of it. So out of touch.
Crippled. She knew that there were things in this world that she would never be able to do by herself. So her smile was her way of expressing gratitude.
You're laboring under a delusion.
I will not let you call that a lie! Over my dead body! Your refusal to face reality, content to watch us from afar. Don't make me laugh. There's only one truth here. You, my own parents, you abandoned us!
You clever little fool!
Suzaku!
You will inherit his world, Schleisel's world! Do not judge me! Good and evil intentions are on each side of the same card!
I'll always reject the world you envision. Be gone now!
Jesus. Oh, you could feel his Geass going. Oh, he has his eye back. It looks like.
Hmm? Oh, it looks like it, yeah.
His Majesty is now...
That was a lot, but it was really good, I think.
When death comes, you want to at least be smiling, right? And you two?
That's what he said to her.
What are you planning to do now? You rejected Charles's plan. However,
Lelouch is the person who murdered Yuffie.
What of it?
A month
time skip.
Crazy time
Look
skip.
at how they rebuild this place.
Today, the Emperor Charles will make an important announcement to
It's
the
not
entire nation.
totally
We will
rebuilt.
be bringing you live international coverage of this from Pendragon
From
Imperial Palace.
Emperor
His Majesty
Charles.
has not made any public appearances in the past month.
Presenting His Imperial Majesty!
nice school uniform
I'm
too.
Lelouch v. Britannia of the royal family, 99th Emperor of the realm.
Good lord.
How can this be?
You're alive?
Yes, sister, I am. I've returned from the depths of hell intact.
Lelouch, when Nunnally was
What a
located, I
line.
figured that you would be found alive too. But now, aren't you carrying this joke a bit too far?
His dopey older brother.
Charles Z. Britannia no longer lives, and I'm the one who took his life. That makes me the next emperor.
That's how this works now. Oh god. He was just waiting up there.
He's a super soldier, man.
Suzaku, but why?
May I introduce Suzaku Kururugi, my knight, a knight of the round above all others. I grant him the title Knight of Zero.
Night of...
Isn't that so clever?
That's nice.
Pretty bad stunt like this.
Let me make this easy for you all to understand. Acknowledge me as emperor!
Lelouch, I insist that you stop joking around. We hear and obey your majesty.
All hail Emperor Lelouch!
I need to thank you, Lelouch. Now that you've reappeared on the scene, we no longer have a problem to contend with.
His reason. He succeeds in furthering himself by continually betraying others.
Don't be concerned. He can have Britannia, the whole nation. The question is, what comes next? Which will control the world? Will it be Lelouch's Geass power, or will it be...
Everyone who just exists in this world is like, this last couple years has had plot twists like no other. Nothing is certain.
When world politics turns into a fucking anime.
Like, can you imagine just being a person on the TV? You're like, oh, the Emperor.
Zero is this vigilante justice controlling an army that rivals nations. And now he's the emperor?
Suzaku launching down from the ceiling. Like, he's just been up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Just waiting for that moment so he could sweep down and look really cool. You know, like, just before that, Lelouch was like, and I know exactly where you're going to be. We need to make this as dramatic as possible. You are going to be up there.
I used to shoot spitballs into my dad's giant wig.
You need to be up there for long enough that no one will know you're there. So actually, the night before, you will go up there while they're setting up all the cameras and stuff. So you just have to stay there for like 24 hours. And then whenever anyone comes at me, that's when you make your move.
That is when you'll strike.
We'll be in our school uniforms.
Yeah, I love the school uniform.
Since Ashford Academy was such a pivotal location for my takeover of this world, this will be the representation. Oh my god, this episode was like huge.
Yeah. So, Marianne and the Emperor are actually dead. Marianne came back and died within the span of an episode.
Yeah, well, they were just delusional. They were very like.
They were so wrapped up.
We can make this
lives.
best world, and by making this best world, we will cause wars all over the entire planet and destroy everything. And it doesn't matter because it'll all work out in the end. It's like, that's really fucked up. You know.
Yeah, I want to talk about this part more in the overall discussion. Because there's a lot to talk about, but it's kind of a macrocosm of, or like an extreme version of the sort of interplay between the sins of the father and the sins of the son, or whatever, like the how trauma gets passed on generationally, and how to break that cycle, and basically, yeah, they wanted to stop time. They wanted to stop the world. They wanted to stop the ability for people to make choices, people to change, people to represent themselves, basically Geassing the whole world in their way by removing their ability to lie, or removing their ability to, be a person, have a personality, and removing that chaos that comes along with being alive. But, Lelouch is representing the future, representing the next generation who wants to, be able to make mistakes and be able to be free to strike their own path and not have to be bound by the trauma of their parents, want to go out into the world and forge bonds and forge relationships and make sure that it's a choice and not by Geass or whatever.
It's interesting because in this, Lelouch is not like a good guy. he has purposefully killed thousands of people at this point. Like he doesn't have clean hands in all of this.
No.
And I find it really interesting because we've seen similar things to this before, and it's always like if you want a better world, if everyone understands each other, then everyone will have no reason to fight. And it's like, that may be true, but that people have to consciously make that decision of, I want to know these people and I want to view them as people and I don't want to fight them, not just brainwashing them, because that's not, no one is doing that. It's just controlling other people, and that's not the way.
That's not true peace.
It's not true peace because it's not a choice. It's not the people choosing peace.
Yeah, well, because if it's not a choice, then, and if people don't have their own agency, then what is it all for? Like, we are literally all just robots, working through a system and working ourselves to death, and not actually having, there's no spark of life, there's no spark of reality, there's no reason to go on if you can't be a human being and experience the world. If every decision is made for you by always tell the truth, only do what, there is one answer to everything, and it is the truth. There's no room for negotiation, no room for compromise, no room for anything. It's just every decision, every equation that will ever happen can be determined mathematically, and that's just, everything is predetermined. There's no spice to anything, there's no zest to anything, there's no life. That's not real life. So if you might achieve peace, but there's nothing behind it. It's like, okay, you've basically distilled all of life down to
killed every single person,
essentially,
and just been done with it.
Yeah, and we don't know what their world would have looked like exactly. Whether it would have been like all consciousness gets melded into one thing, or what, or
everyone
if it's
just shares the same mind. You can talk to dead people. You can,
yeah.
It's like,
That's what they wanted. They had lived their life and they had given up on the idea that anything good could happen in the future, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I probably could have more to say for the discussion, so I'll just save it. But yeah, I like that. I like, because the first time we faced off against Charles, it was very esoteric, very confusing on purpose, and like we talked about in that episode. But in this one, they brought it to a very character-based thing.
Yeah, because last time, when Lelouch confronted him previously, or he kind of alluded something about it seemed like he had bigger plans for Lelouch than he was letting on. Like, he wasn't just someone he was throwing away and wanted nothing to do with, but it was really unclear what that purpose was even at all. It didn't seem like, because I care about you, you know what I mean? Like, it's very mysterious. I feel like that's one thing the show did really well, is kept Charles really mysterious for the entire time. Because I wasn't expecting Marianne to be on his side and be like, oh yeah, this is a great thing, and it turns out she's also kind of
just
shitty.
as in on it.
It
was just the complication with V2 getting jealous of her and being and breaking his own contract with Charles of smashing this world of lies or whatever.
I feel bad for Anya.
Yeah, she just had been mind controlled for half her life. That's why she keeps the diary, like you said, where she has these memories
that are not.
She doesn't trust her own mind, so she keeps a record of everything.
Yeah, and the fact that they just ruined Nunnally's life because it'll be fine one of these days. It's like, what?
Crippled her and
it's fine
her.
That she died because you can talk to her again soon. Let us just do this plan. It's
Yuffie, not Nunnally.
Well, they said both.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I forgot that she got caught up in the explosion. Right.
It's interesting because, I didn't get that emotional when Nunnally died because I wasn't very attached to her, and it was just kind of she's gone now.
Yeah.
That it's sad, but so many other people have died and whatever. But then I feel like in this episode when Lelouch is talking to them about what
her smile means.
Yeah. Then that's when I feel like I got emotional about it.
Yeah, because the fact that she's still glad to be alive and still has hope for the future despite all the shit she's been through, whereas her parents here, with all the shit they've been through, they can still walk, they can still see, and they're dealing with trauma from when they were a kid, and they're basically given up on life, given up on the future, whereas Nunnally can still smile and feel gratitude for being alive, despite not being able to do anything herself.
Hoped for a future, like, they just wanted people to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
They didn't want everyone to be mind controlled and forced to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we could probably save more of this for the discussion.
Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to see probably the finale at this point. See you next time. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.